Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 28th episode of the Poorly Planned Podcast.
I was not expecting so much gusto.
I'm pretty tired. My name is Benedict. You probably know me better as BHL Hudson. Here we talk movies, TV shows, comic books, and
a bunch of nonsense.
I was going to say our favorite cafes. But that doesn't really apply. That only really applies this episode. If I'm a little low energy, I'm really sorry, but we just recorded the last pod that you heard 2 weeks ago.
Oh, no.
Now, because we're on summer vacation, we are pre-recording the podcast for the summer. Today is June 25th, 2018.
Because we love you guys.
But when you hear this, it will be August. Isn't that crazy?
Dude.
This is way too early. So when you hear this, it'll be August 4th, I think.
We'll probably already have watched at least one more of these.
Yeah, but currently it is June 25th, 2018. So if we say something that doesn't age well,
this will come out on August 4th, 2021.
That's how I edit. Yeah, we're sorry if we say anything terrible between now and when this goes up. About like some, you get what I mean. If something,
you know what's
we did it with TJ, where we said he's a great guy or something, and then he turned out to be a terrible guy. Anyway, so yeah, there's gonna be.
You haven't even introduced us yet.
Oh yeah, what am I doing? I've introduced myself.
Yeah, you haven't introduced me.
Here with me as always is my friend, co-host, and cafe friend.
Cafe crawling buddy.
It's Frederick.
Spoiler alert.
You know
it's
him.
Your boy.
So there's gonna be no news, no mini reviews, no announcements this time. It's just a topic because we're just doing this pre-record style. We already said that. There are time codes in the description if you want to skip around. Now, if you want to skip to the actual thing we're talking about, and an explanation,
don't.
And an explanation for what Woody's movies actually means. There's a time code in the description. First, though, I just thought we could go through some suggestions that we got for this because last night I put out looking for ideas for one of the pre-recorded podcasts for the summer. Any suggestions? So, like, maybe we should try something else than the Woody's movies. You know, okay. I don't know if we want to do that this episode or we want to save it for a big milestone. But I thought, yeah, in the end, I decided for this, and not because the suggestions were bad, but because
they were god awful.
But because of a reason I'll get into in a second. So, Cinema Geek said we could go through every single superhero movie we've seen. The Derp Lord said favorite movies. The Nerdy Boy said favorite The Office characters, moments, and episodes, which I would love, but
I don't think we should do.
Which you wouldn't sit through, unfortunately, but I would love to do that. Talk about Wes Anderson. Ivar Sonori just said R-rated Poorly Planned Podcast. I'm not sure what that implies. Movies everyone loves but you don't. That's a great one. If you both watch Young Justice and talk about it, that would be awesome. By the way, movies everyone loves is from Jack S.T. Young Justice, we could talk about that. Plus, one of the characters reminds me a lot of Freddy. I think he's talking about Robin because Robin is sad and pathetic.
He didn't write that, by the way.
That's all from Roy. And D's Nuts, God, you made me say that, said all superhero movies are ranked. Now, the thing is, the reason we aren't doing any of those is just because
I don't really like you guys.
We will definitely do those. Like all superhero movies like we've ever seen, we would totally do that for like maybe like a big milestone episode. And like, you know, movies that we love that everyone hates, that's a great one. But it's just
this Nerdy Boy, it's not a very good one.
The Office is also great, just Freddy's an idiot. But the thing is, I didn't think this through because I realized when I put this out, we were recording the next day and it was decently late at night when I looked at the replies. And I was like, there's no way that I can like compile a list of like all the superhero movies and like make it, because it would just be, especially if we're recording 2 in one day, it would just be like it would be too much to do like one of those big ones there. So I'm sorry, this is my fault for asking and then not realizing that I probably couldn't do whatever you suggested.
He makes a lot of promises, but there's no delivering.
So yeah, I appreciate the suggestions and we will do those at some point, just not this. I think we have a great excuse because it's called the Poorly Planned Podcast Project. Today we're gonna do something where more.
You're all talk and no walk, aren't you?
I hate you. I hate you so much. You have no idea.
Where would this podcast be without me and my great ideas for what we do?
That's true. Wait a minute. wait, hold on.
Without my editing skills.
No, he does not edit.
Guys, stop it.
So today we thought we would talk about the Woody's movies, the Woody collection. One might say.
Okay. Goodbye, everybody.
Let's not call it the Woody collection. By the way, if you want to skip to the movie reviews, you can just click the time code. So basically, Woody's
backstory.
Woody's is a cafe. The end of episode. So like I said in my Q&A, Freddie and I have a movie-related tradition that we always do. And then I would talk about that in the pod. So now we're going to give an in-depth, detailed story. Again, if you don't care about this.
And the first movie will be intertwined in this explaining of what it is.
Yeah, so I'll leave a time code to when it approximately to talk about the next movie. But basically, here's the explanation. So what happened was Freddie and I weren't really friends.
We knew of each other's existence, I'd
Yeah.
say.
Then out of the blue, Freddy comes up to me. He's like, "Hey, you want to go see Spectre?" And I was like, "No, you stink." But then
Then he was like, oh, his plans got canceled the last minute. So he's like, okay, you know what? I'll go back to Freddy and say no again.
none of that is true. I said yes, of course. We ended up going to see Spectre, but we're like, you know what? We should get some dinner first.
Yeah.
This is such an old man story telling about how we first became friends. But hey, this is what you come to the pod for.
And at the cinema we go to, there's a bunch of like restaurants and cafes in the building.
And we were going to go.
We were going to go to this fancy American steakhouse.
It's called American Grill.
American Grill.
It's very
where
fancy.
I've taken a lady.
Oh, how did that go?
That was amazing. She only ordered nachos.
It was too full.
It was too full, however.
So we
we're
ended
like,
up going to the second-rate cafe
called Woody's.
Woody's Cafe, based on.
It's actually Cafe Woody.
Is it?
I think so.
Named after Woody Allen, who appears as the logo, who's apparently kind of a creep and weirdo.
No, he is. Yeah.
Yeah. That's not Woody's fault. So
Well,
we ended up eating there. We ordered what we got. You know, we ordered.
What do you always order?
I feel like we shouldn't reveal that. That's too personal.
well, I ordered.
No, I'm cutting it out.
Dude, don't you dare.
This is our thing.
You could blow our cover.
And then basically we always order the same thing, and then from now on, whenever we go to the movies, we always go to Cafe Woody's, and we have the exact same dinner there every time. We have a great time. Then we see the movie. Then we go to the train.
It's a whole thing.
Basically, we're weird old men who already have like a tradition that we can't go to the movies now without going to Woody's because it would break the tradition, which is really weird. And it's led to sometimes we want to go see a movie but we can't because it's not playing at the cinema. Like we wanted to go see Kong Skull Island but it wasn't playing, so we didn't go see it.
Yeah.
God, that's what friendship looks like. Anyway, if this is your first episode of the podcast, you probably just think this is us talking about our personal lives. Sorry about that. We talk about movies generally, which we're going to now. So we thought it could be fun to talk about the movies we've seen at Woody's.
Oh.
And weirdly enough, I've kept a list for some reson.
Oh, I appreciate you do that because I forget all the times because I have a terrible time whenever I'm there.
So we know the waiters. It's great. It's awesome. So yeah, that's the story behind what Woody's is and why our movie theater tradition, and really how we became great friends. And now we barely talk.
Yeah, it was a roller coaster. We go up and now we're on the way down.
Now,
The highlight was Spectre.
And that was also the low point. It never started. So we're going to talk about the movies that we saw at Woody's. So, and like a few weeks ago, we're actually going to implement a little...
Oh, yeah. It was a few weeks ago.
A little trivia game where for each movie, I will have a piece of trivia from IMDb, and then I will have a piece of trivia that I have made up, and you have to distinguish which is which for each film.
Oh, God.
Are you ready for this?
I think so.
All right. Also, spoilers for all these movies. I don't know if we mentioned that before, but spoilers. Spoilers for everything. You've been warned. First of all, we saw Spectre.
Spectre was the invitation.
If we have any memories of the actual cinema and or Woody experience that we can add to this, since this is the Woody movie talk.
This is, isn't it?
That's what we should have called the pod. The Woody movie talk. Yeah, we can do that. So Spectre, as a movie,
It's very mediocre.
it's okay. It really set the bar pretty low for the Woody's movies.
And our friendship.
Yeah. You'll notice that most of these are pretty either terrible or average. Like we see a lot of mediocre stuff when going to Woody's, which is kind of the beauty of it. But Spectre, yeah, I mean, you know, we're both Craig Bond fans. It was I don't know if I'd actually seen any at that point. So that might have been that.
You hadn't seen any Craig Bond?
I must have. But yeah, it was actually Halloween. Why are we, this is getting too personally.
We watched it this day at this hour. Here's where we live.
Here's Freddy's dad's full name and job.
And address.
He doesn't live with him. Yeah, it's Spectre. What was I saying? Oh yeah, it's okay. The opening scene is pretty good. Christoph Waltz is very fine considering what
he's done much.
He's been way better. And then
Dushan.
Dushan is the highlight of his career. How do you remember that in a movie you haven't even seen?
Gotta remember the waltz.
Yeah, no, it's he basically just kind of plays himself. He doesn't do it. He's like, "It was me, James, the author of all your pain." That was a good waltz. That was a good waltz.
It was until you said of your pain.
That's how he says it.
He just wants to say of your pain.
The author of all your pain.
He just not saying your pain.
Yes. Oh my God. This is.
He says your pain. That's it.
I mean, all I really remember about it, the cinema.
I remember that your boy Craig just gets drilled in the brain.
That is such a less cool torture scene than Casino Royale. Like, not cool, but like effective. Casino Royale, that looks horrible. And like, that is really effective.
You think it's cool to get hit on the nuts, don't
I
you?
think it's cool. Poor choice of words. But like, you know, that looks horrible and painful. And this one is just like, I didn't feel anything. Like, even though it would probably be incredibly painful to have your brain drilled into. It was like, well, whatever. What do you think of the Waltz twist that he is a Blofeld man?
A Blofeld man?
I don't know.
I don't know. Is that his name?
Have not seen the old movies.
I don't know, because that ties all those other villains together.
I don't like that there's like a destiny to it, you know?
Yeah,
like
about how Raul was like
Raul.
Raul Silva. It isn't. Yeah, it is.
Just call him Fishface.
Stop confusing people.
Everyone knows him by one name and one name only.
Captain Salivar. Is that
Salazar.
Salivar.
It wasn't Salivar's Revenge. We'll get to that actually. That's another Woody movie.
Oh yeah.
The ending kind of sets up the next one where Kristoff is like, "Hey, you should kill me," and he's like, "Nah," and then he walks off, and Kristoff's like, "Ah." That's Spectre.
That's very good.
It has the world's biggest explosion. No, not the world's. They detonate a nuclear bomb. Has the world's biggest movie explosion. Like a practical one. Remember that? When Kristoff's house blows up or whatever. But so, yeah, no, it's okay. It's fine. What would you give Spectre out of 10 Woodies?
I'd give it a fat 6.5. The movie. The overall experience. 3.
The friendship? 1. I would give the movie, probably like a 6.8.
Oh, you just had to go beyond me, don't you?
Yeah, I did. No, maybe a 7. It has some good stuff in it. We kind of mean to it. My first piece of trivia for Spectre. Trivia A. Gary Oldman was approached for the role that Christoph Waltz plays. Or trivia B. Daniel Craig has been mistaken for a potato by at least 12 people.
Now, I'm going to take a guess and say that
Oldman would never do that.
Gary Oldman was offered the role.
He was indeed. But then again, the other one is also probably true.
Sniffles?
Now, here's what happened after that. Back in the day, it was like if someone invites you or like to their house or to the movies or whatever, then it's your obligation to then next time you have to be the one who pays for everything.
It was a chore, you make it sound like.
It actually was.
I actually hate you.
This whole thing has been a lie. This podcast has been a prank.
Give me my money back.
And so I was like, all right, you know what? I should return the favor. So I was like, hey, you want to see Batman v Superman?
And I said, no.
We've
like, done a total of 1 Woody.
That would be a great twist. The rest is just dead noise. And so yeah, we ended up going to see Batman v Superman, which was what a terrible time. Sorry, I'm losing it. I remember afterwards you were talking about who you wished you showed up, and you referred to Martian Manhunter as Dave the Martian, and I shanked you. I remember that very distinctly. I was like, you horrible, horrible friend and person.
He should be called Dave the Martian. But they call him Dave, don't they?
No, they don't. Oh, you're still on this.
I thought this was solved a long time ago.
What do you think of Batman v Superman?
As Batman is by far the best part of that movie.
Yeah, definitely.
And
I mean, Cavill's good, but he does nothing in the whole movie. He breaks that guy's like entire body.
What?
Remember when Lois Lane is being like held hostage in somewhere or other, and then Superman lands and he's like, and then he like flies him through 5 brick walls.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and Zack Snyder was like, oh, he didn't die. It's like, really? If I threw you through 5 brick walls, you'd probably die, wouldn't you?
Are you talking to me or Zack Snyder?
I'm talking to you.
No, the wall would die.
The actual fight is kind of disappointing. Like it lasts.
Yeah, it lasts 8 minutes, right?
Yeah, something like that. The Batman action's pretty great when he goes in the warehouse.
But the Doomsday part is kind of.
No, yeah, it just
and
goes
Wonder
off
Woman
track.
is cool, but she's just kind of crammed in there.
Yeah, I'm really sorry that we see more. This is not super professional. If this is your first episode of the pod,
we say this about every episode.
Look, we say this about
just don't watch this pod.
We say this about most pre-recorded pods. This is your first episode. This is probably not the greatest impression. So maybe go back to episode 19. That one's probably pretty good.
Is it?
So yeah, Batman v Superman. I'd give like 5 Woodies out of 10.
I'll give it a 6 out of 10.
It's okay. I don't think I'd ever watch it again though. It's so long. And now for a little look away. For a little Batman v Superman trivia. A little Guess which one was right? So, trivia A. Ben Affleck gained an additional 20 pounds of muscle and reached 8% body fat for the role. Or B. Ben Affleck gained an additional 20 pounds of fat and reached 8% body muscle for his role.
A is true.
Incorrect. No, that is correct. You can also find one of these if you so desire.
You do the first ones here.
Okay. And then we saw Now You See Me 2, starring Woodrow Harrelson.
And
Twice.
Daniel Globus.
Terrible. The thing I remember the most about this is the W Harrison. The double Harrelson.
Oh yeah, the double Harrelson.
Which was just why. Yeah, and he's like, isn't it weird that you have more hair in your nose than you do on your head? That's an actual Merritt McKinney twin line.
Why do you remember?
You know his name. Why do you... That's the trailer for the next movie. You know his name. McKinney.
But you don't know his story. Walter McKinney.
It might actually be, I don't know. Anyway, no, it's, yeah, as you can tell, we're kind of zero.
Harrelson is McKinney. McKinney is Harrelson.
We're kind of 0 for 3 here. I mean, Spectre's okay. Anyway, Now You See Me 2. Yeah, they have the card scene where they're in the
Oh, that's pretty cool. And there's a new girl.
Oh, yeah, they got rid of Isla Fisher because she was pregnant or something. And then Freddy's styling his hair. I don't know why. There's nothing to style. It's got a dumb plot about Michael Caine wanting revenge.
Oh, yeah, and then Harry Potter shows up. He's like, ah!
And he's
Gryffindor!
It's Michael Caine's son, I believe. They try to drown Mark Ruffalo just on the set. The director got sick of Ruffalo's antics.
It was a blooper.
Yeah, they throw him in a safe, but like with all of his clothes.
You can hear that Hudson was so disappointed.
No, I'm just saying, if you're going to drown like the world's best magician in a safe that like his dad escaped from, maybe take all of his possessions off of him.
Maybe don't call Ruffalo the greatest magician. The world's best magician.
Dylan Rhodes.
Take me home. Dylan Rhodes.
Freddie
Copyright.
He was actually really proud of writing that parody song. I don't know. It's a very meh movie, but I really enjoyed it just because it was so hilariously.
With the right company, you can join. You can.
That was about to be a nice sentiment, and then you just. So I would give that a solid.
I'll give it a 7.
Should we rate these as movies or as
worst people?
worst places? I'm gonna say Now You See Me 2 is fine. I'm not gonna give a rating. I'm not a nerd.
No, do it.
Probably like a
Shut up, you.
5 out of. Oh crap. Can't believe I'm looking up Now You See Me 2 trivia. A third installment of the Now You See Me franchise was announced over a year before this movie and is set to come out 2019. Or B, you're incredibly gullible and thought that Now You See Me 3 was actually coming out this year when I pranked you on April Fools. You fool. It says on IMDb.
So the first one is true.
Yeah, I should probably spice it up and not make the first one the true one. Otherwise, it's too easy to figure out. Next up, continuing the hot streak, Suicide Squad.
That was so in sync.
I actually have a video of you from when we saw Suicide Squad where I bet that, what's his name, Slipknot's gonna die, and you look very confused. And this was also back when we still weren't friends.
This was a week ago, everyone.
I will bet you $10 that this guy dies in the movie.
I think so, too.
Well,
so what if
I get $10. No, we saw Suicide Squad. Did we see it before or after we saw it with everyone else?
I think we saw it before, actually.
Oh wow. Yeah, so we saw Suicide Squad twice in the cinema.
Dude, that's insane.
It's not great, is it? No, look, Harley, I found Harley kind of annoying, to be honest.
Well, I find you kind of annoying.
Jared Leto's Joker is... can we take a break for a second?
Everybody see that? Because I will not be doing it again.
Oh my god, I hate you. Where were we? Suicide Squad. Joker. What do you think of Joker?
I thought he was okay, but I was expecting more.
I think he was too. Have you seen him in interviews where he's just like depressed afterwards?
Yeah.
He was like, I guess I'll just go live in a cave somewhere, which I think he's currently doing. But now he's getting his own solo movie, so it all works out in the end.
But is Jared playing the Joker?
Yes. They're making 2. They're making
Yes.
They're making a Jared movie and a Joaquin movie. Yeah, so no, Will Smith is pretty good.
I do like the Smith. I do like the Harley.
I'll be honest, I liked it when I first saw it. Like, I had a good time. Over time, it's really settled in that it is not... Look,
It's not great.
I like it more than Batman v Superman, just because like watchability. Because Batman v Superman, like a lot of it's just like like some parts of it are just boring. Like I wouldn't say Suicide Squad is boring per se. Like it's just like it's kind of there are a lot of problems with it though, and I do like Joel Kinnaman though. He's good, and Will Smith is good. Kinnaman? He's a captain. No, he's the captain. He's like behold.
There should be a Jack Sparrow in there somewhere.
Suicide Squad trivia. Trivia A. Jared Leto attempted to murder one of his cast members in character as the Joker. Or trivia B. Jared Leto mailed used condoms to his cast members, including his cast members. I don't know.
The second one is true.
The first one is not out of the realm of possibility.
And I know this because you said, I should probably spice this up, not go first every time.
Yeah, I didn't think that one through, did I? Sausage Party.
Now,
I think finally we saw
a turnaround.
We saw a good one. Sausage Party was actually very funny.
Yeah, with your boy Seth, with your boy.
It's got a crazy cast. I don't really know if I have anything to say besides it's funny. It's good.
I like the end with the.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
The end orgy.
There's a part where the Jonah Hill sausage goes off and meets a stoner, I believe.
Does Jonah Hill play a sausage?
Yeah, I think so. Or Jonah Hill plays a stoner. I don't remember.
Oh, yeah, and then, like, the stoner tries to cut him up, and he's like, f*** you.
Yeah.
And then the stoner gets high, and he sees him.
Yeah. And, I don't know. It's okay. No, it's great. What am I saying?
Hudson is losing his mind slowly.
No, it's really, really good. And very funny. You should watch it. Sausage Party is the highest grossing R-rated animated film, or Seth Rogen came up with this idea while smoking all of the weed.
Now, this is actually a pretty good one. But I don't think that
I don't think IMDb says he's smoking
all of the weed. So I'm going to say A is true.
That's very true. You're getting good at this, actually.
I was always good at this.
Shut up. Now back to the
Actually, this might have been one of my favorite Woodies ever.
No, yeah, this was definitely up there with the best Woodies. But as far as movies go, it was terrible.
Yeah, it was terrible.
But
Jack Reacher 2.
Jack Reacher 2, never go back. The thing is, nowadays we sometimes seek out movies that we know will be bad because we know it'll be funny to watch and like make fun of. But back then,
and we love wasting our money.
Yeah, exactly. We're terrible with our money. But back then, we actually unironically thought it was going to be good because the trailer looked pretty decent.
And we gave the first 20 minutes. We're like, okay. Maybe.
Oh, I still remember the first we were sitting there and we were like trying not to laugh or make fun of it because we were like, okay, Cruz is in a bar and he's like, in 5 seconds that phone's gonna ring or whatever. And we're like, okay, that's pretty decent. And then it just kept devolving into just nonsense. There's Discount Statham as the villain.
Yeah, and Cruz hits floor with a pan for no reason. He screams, "Get in!"
I completely forgot about the pan hit. He just throws a pan at the floor for no reason. There are bizarre sped up black and white flashbacks.
And the girl they're with is just the most.
Oh my god, the girl's the worst character in any movie ever.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I remember the girl uses a credit card they stole while they're trying to hide from the government to buy room service, and then they get it's so frustrating. I remember it ends with Cruz. He's like, I'm gonna break your arms and your legs, and then he breaks his arms and his legs, and that's the climax. That's it's so anticlimactic. And the action is totally nothing. There's a part where he's on a plane, he chokes a guy in a bathroom or something. I just remember it being the funniest. We haven't watched it since, but we totally should. It was hysterical. And I remember as a prank, I got you that book for your birthday. No, yeah, if you haven't seen I still haven't seen Jack Reacher 1, by the way.
That's genuinely a good movie.
Well, if you haven't seen Jack Reacher 2, definitely watch it. It's a great, so bad it's good movie. Now for some Jack Reacher 2 trivia contest.
Oh, you wouldn't.
Tom Cruise wanted to actually break the villain's arms to make it look extra realistic, or Jack Reacher is 6'5" and weighs 230 to 250 pounds in the book, while Tom Cruise is 5'7" and weighs less than 200 pounds. That's just really mean on the behalf of IMDb.
But Cruise, is it just under 200?
Yeah. Now, John Wick Chapter 2. This is where the Woody kind of started to take a turn for the good movies from now on.
I'd say so.
The next 3 movies are actually all very...
The next 4 movies.
Number 4 does not count as a movie. But anyway, John Wick 2. We're both big John Wick fans. We're both big fans of the first. That's the same thing. What am I saying? Self-doubt settles in.
God, am I a terrible host?
Should I be fired?
Yeah, it's great. Long shots.
Yeah, for the action isn't overcut. It's The one of the directors from the first one dropped off, so I was a little nervous that like maybe he was the key to the wicking. But what is this podcast? Yeah, it's got the villain I don't really love. I think he could have been, and Ruby Rose is the silent one or the mute one.
Ruby Rose is pretty good.
It has a lot more action than the first because the first like has that it kind of blows its budget out in the club fight.
Yeah,
like that's
where Theon's running through naked.
Yeah. And that's like an amazing action scene. But then like the rest of it is still good, but I think nothing really reaches that. And in John Wick 2, there's just like constant action. There's car chases, there's montages, there's and I'm really, really excited for the third one because it's going like just all.
When is that coming out?
Next February, I think.
Oh.
So just everyone's trying to kill him, basically. Halle Berry's in it, actually.
I don't know about Halle Berry. She's just like, she's good in Catwoman.
And Keanu Reeves, you love. I
do love the Keanu.
He's a lovely man in real life, but he's not a great actor in my opinion. But hey, that's just the BHL stamp of disapproval. Now, some John Wick 2 trivia. Would you like to find one?
No, I'll find one for pirates, and then I'll find some more ones after.
Okay. The Latin phrase tattooed on John Wick's back, Fortis Fortuna Adiuvat, it translates as fortune favors the brave. Uh-huh. That could be from IMDb.
Could it be?
Option B, John Wick shoots 5 million people.
Welcome to the poorly planned.
Really living up to the name here.
I'm sure that he shoots 5 million people. Is that correct, Hudson?
Yes, see correcto.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Arrivederci.
Moving on to, this was actually a special. We may have to hurry this because we're running out of battery pretty fast. The next one is a special Woody because this was the first one we actually saw the movie before the Woody, but then we went back because it was so good.
And we didn't have anything else to watch.
That's very true. It was March. We're not going to go see Power Rangers.
Well, I wanted to, but he didn't. He said,
I denied.
He told me no.
So Logan, it's we've talked about it a lot. It's fantastic.
It's great.
It's a great R-rated. Serves the character right. Perfecto. Trivia: throughout all of his portrayals of Logan, Hugh Jackman stated he learned his American accent from copying Johnny Depp.
That's true.
I hate that it's true, but it is.
I love that it's true.
And what a segue. Oh, no, never mind. Not a segue. I thought the next one was Pirates. What a non-segue into Get Out. Get Out, I think, was...
That was maybe the first horror movie we've ever watched, right?
Yeah, in the cinema. And I think that might be the
best movie we've ever watched.
It was the worst Woody.
I mean, I hated you.
We didn't talk at all. No, but movie-wise, yeah, it's... That actually, funnily enough, Get Out is what made us want to start doing a podcast in a way, because I really wanted to talk about Get Out and I couldn't really make a review for it because we saw it super late and stuff. So I was like, how about first episode we talk about the movie? I think we even say in that first episode the reason mainly we're doing this podcast, Get Out. So you can thank
me for that.
No, yeah, you love it, right? It's fantastic.
It's brilliant.
Honestly, I don't remember ever walking out of a movie.
Yeah, because it ends exactly how you want it to end.
The beautiful thing about it is a lot of horror movies, it's so frustrating to watch.
Oh, take the dark alley down.
Yeah, the characters don't do anything you would want to do, but in this one, the characters do exactly what you would want. I mean, Chris, the main character. It's not a very long movie, but the ending where he just, spoiler alert, you must know by now. He goes on the rampage throughout the house, and it's perfect. It's a perfect movie in my opinion. It is. Yeah. Trivia 1: the movie was filmed in 23 days. Or Trivia 2: Jordan Peele.
I wonder which could be from IMDb and which couldn't be.
Which is from Hudson's malfunctioning brain. Jordan Peele changed his name from Keegan-Michael Key. I don't know.
The second one has to be. Now, for the best movie of all time. Pirates 5.
Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Salazar's Revenge.
It was okay, but I was slightly disappointed.
You think it's better than the fourth? You think it's the worse than the fourth, which I think is bizarre.
It's much worse than the fourth.
It's way better than the fourth. It's at least interesting. The fourth is just boring.
No, because there's this...
You punch me.
No, I watched this YouTube video the other day about how... I totally agree with what this guy said. It's like, Pirates 5 does not have Jack Sparrow in it. He's completely different.
Yeah, well, I think that's the problem with the Pirates franchise in general, is that, and I'm not a huge fan, but I've seen them all, but I haven't seen them multiple times. But from what I remember, the first one, the thing is, he puts on this image as this big bumbling idiot pirate, but in reality, he's incredibly smart, and he makes it look like he gets out of situations just by pure luck, but he actually does it through skill and intelligence. And then I feel like they didn't remember that when they made the next ones, and now he is actually just an idiot who gets out by pure luck. Do you get what I mean?
No, I do, yeah. And like the thing is, you fall in love, like especially the first 3 movies, right? You fall in love with this character, and you've got like a certain. Well, I do. You've got a certain like expectation to what, like you kind of know what or expect what he's gonna do, right?
Yeah.
And then when he goes and pulls something.
Like getting a fake wedding.
Like getting a fake wedding.
That was the worst scene in the entire movie.
Yeah, well,
I think both of us audibly sighed when that happened because that was just like completely random and like no point to that whatsoever. Look, I like Fishface. Fishface is good in it.
Fishface was okay. He's the worst of all the villains, though, I think.
No, Blackbeard was the worst.
Okay.
Fishface is
maybe.
okay. Fishface has a cool design and voice and fish face.
Ah, very good. All right, I'm gonna find some trivia for you.
Yeah, and
Wait, search up because you type very fast.
The ending where like they cure the curse,
Like,
and they made Keira Knightley again. I was just it was a really fun movie because Thwaites. Considering where your left hand is, I'd say we're more than that. I'm just gonna keep rattling off lines I remember from this while you keep looking for trivia.
At 2 hours and 9 minutes long, this Pirates of the Caribbean is the second shortest of all of them. Mm-hmm. And the other one, the heads, like remember the guillotine scene?
Says that on the Yo, dude, do you remember the guillotine scene? I do.
The heads in the basket are of the directors.
I'm gonna guess the second one is fake.
The second one is true.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. And it's the shortest of them all, not the second shortest. You fool.
I don't like this game. This isn't fun anymore.
Moving on to
another excellent film.
another
The Mummy.
The Mummy.
You can see our witty track record is falling very quickly into the abyss.
The flown gun I just saw.
The Mummy trivia. Do you want to do this one?
I'll do this one, yeah.
So, The Mummy was
we very much expected this to be bad.
Yeah, we were kind of hoping for another Jack Reacher 2 situation. And
it wasn't fully to that level, I think, but it was still a good time.
There were some, okay, we have to clear up. A lot of these movies are really bad, but we enjoy because we can like make fun of them and have a good, like Now You See Me 2 is a bad movie, but we have a lot of fun with it because it's just so stupid that we get to make fun of it. And The Mummy, some parts of it were just genuinely boring and like uninteresting. Like they say the same exposition over and over again, but some parts where you can just have a good time with it and like the woman's like, oh, Cruz, you only last 2 minutes in bed. And Cruz like, that isn't true. You know, that kind of stuff. It's just so horrible.
Come on.
It's so horrible that it's kind of hilarious. And Nick from New Girl's in it and he's a terrible zombie man. And Cruz does the Cruz scream. Ah. It's a bad movie, but it's enjoyable.
But I was really looking. Is the Dark Universe happening?
No, it's canceled.
Really? Because I was really looking forward to seeing Johnny as the Invisible Man. I know
you could have had Johnny, Fishface, and Cruz in the same movie.
Dude.
But you blew it.
You blew it, Cruz. Anyways, so trivia. Cruz asked the director. What's his name?
His name is Alex Kurtzman.
Alex Kurtzman. Shut up. Look away. Tom Cruise personally asked the director to get the girl.
The girl? The mummy girl or the girl?
The mummy girl.
Sophia Boutella.
Sophia Boutella. This is okay. Never mind. I'm gonna find something else. I've totally blown this.
I do like her. She's probably the best part of it.
Director Alex Kurtzman stated that there are no post-credit scene in the movie because, quote, that's Marvel's domain. Or Tom Cruise never actually ran himself in the movie. It's a stunt double because he broke both his knees.
I remember the classic Mummy post-credit scene, so that's gonna be false. Have you seen Mission Impossible 3?
Yeah.
There's just that scene where for no reason
where Cruise just runs
for like 2 minutes straight,
it's just
uncut.
A flex.
Yeah, it's just Cruise showing off. I can run this like we get it, Cruise, but like we don't have to sit through it. And so then we continued
the cruisery,
the cruise train, cruise. Why would I say cruise train when there's a cruise in the word? And the next summer we came back and we saw American Made.
Now
because we're expanding Operations Barry.
So bad. But this was genuinely a very good movie, I thought.
It was my number 10 of the year on my top 10 list.
Dude!
Yeah. So it's about Cruz. He plays Barry Seal.
Barry Seal.
And he works... I was working for the FBI, the CIA, and Pablo Escobar. Yeah.
Here's some money for your bike. And this for a little sister. I wasn't here.
That's a good Cruise.
Thank you. Yeah, I feel like this is a very underrated movie.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't get a lot of media attention.
Yeah, no. American Made. Delightful time. It went by very, very quickly. Like,
Yeah, it did not
It's
feel like a long movie.
It's a very
Even though-
fast-paced movie.
How long is it? It's like almost 2 hours?
Yeah, the terrible guy from Get Out is in it. What's his name? The creepy brother. Yeah, he's in it, and he's suitably creepy.
What's his name? In X-Men.
He's like Screamer or something. He's not Screamer. I'm sorry. My brain is melting right now. I'm sorry.
Oh, come on. We've made so many jokes about this.
Hollerer.
It's something with Q.
The Screecher. I know his name. I know it. Banshee.
Oh, not with Q. It's with...
Banshee. No, yeah, it's great. If you haven't seen it, you probably haven't. You totally should. Trivia time. Look away. Trivia 1.
I'll do tag trivia.
Tom Cruise is a qualified pilot. He did all the flying. Or B, Tom Cruise was expanding operations buried the whole movie.
Now, I'd say both of those are true.
Both those are false. One is true. Tom Cruise is a qualified pilot. Did you know that?
I did know that, yeah.
Really?
He says that on the Graham Norton show.
Oh my
He's
God,
flexing.
why? I would say, yeah, very, very good time. Then, wait, did I skip one? No. Then we saw...
We go on to your boy, New Zealand director.
That is his full name. We normally don't see superhero movies, but... Actually, what am I talking about? We saw Batman, Superman, Suicide Squad. I'm an idiot. We did see Thor Ragnarok.
Oh, very good.
This Woody was actually interrupted by female associates of ours.
Oh, yeah. During the movie, we just look behind us and we just see them sitting there giggling.
One of them actually listens to this. They might hear this.
Do they?
Well, sometimes listens occasionally. She probably won't get this far into it. But anyway, anyway, the movie. No, Thor Ragnarok obviously is great. It's very funny. It's just, the only thing I don't like about it is it just feels very... Sorry, I'm eating some peas if you hear.
It feels very much against the other two Thor movies.
Yeah, well, it's just, it's a completely devoid of emotion for me, or like any kind of...
But that's because I have no soul.
I laughed a lot, but I didn't feel anything. Like, I didn't feel any tension or like, you get what I mean?
Yeah.
And also...
It's like Grown Ups too, but you don't laugh a lot either.
You just sit there and stare in awe of Sandler.
His method acting.
But the thing is, I said this in my Infinity War video, where it's just like, I didn't really care that much in Thor Ragnarok, where it like makes fun of the other Thor movies so much, and like, look at you thought this was serious when he died, but look, now it's Matt Damon in a play. And I was like, I thought it was funny because I'm not really invested in the Thor movies at all. But if I was invested, I'd be kind of annoyed because I'm like, hey, that happened like 3 years ago. And like, you probably, I don't know, do you get what I mean?
Yeah, I do it.
Like, it's just like Marvel sometimes, they treat something like it's very serious in one movie, and in the next movie they're just like, just kidding, you got pranked. And it's like, I don't know. Sometimes that can take away from the stakes a little bit. That happened a little bit in Infinity War.
Yeah,
with
it's like
Peter
in Luke Cage when he dabs.
That is nothing like Luke Cage when he dabs. God, we'll talk about that when we get back. Thor wields a mace in his fight with the Incredible Hulk. In Marvel Comics, the mace was used by Thor's ally, Hercules. Or B, Chris Hemsworth ate nothing but chickens for the entire time preparing for the role. Twist, they were alive.
Second one is false.
The second one is very true.
All right, next one.
Next one was one of the greatest.
One of the great Woodies. Now, we've talked a bunch about this movie already, so there's not a lot new we can say about it. But
Yeah, the next-
Murder on the Orient Express, featuring Gad.
Featuring Gad, Poirot, just the gang, you know?
Those two are the gang.
Those two make up an entire gang. No, I mean, yeah, we've talked about this in depth, more than we probably should. And you know what? The ones from here on out, we're not really going to talk a lot about because we've already talked a lot about them in other episodes.
Just in the very last one we'll talk about.
Definitely. But on like a serious note, it's a pretty fun mystery movie. I enjoyed it. I had fun. But on a less serious note, if you're just watching it for the hilarious Hercule moments where he steps in shit in Egypt and then has to put his other foot in it, it's, oh my God.
Yeah, that was great.
And Gad being chased by Hercule was just the worst thing that's ever happened to either of their careers. No, but on a serious note, it's pretty good. You should watch it if you haven't. It's a fun mystery, even though it is a little predictable.
All right, I got some things here. The 12 passengers sitting in the tunnel at a long table are mimicking the painting The Last Supper.
I'm pretty sure that's right because I remember that in the movie.
Josh Gad showed up months early. That's serious. Months early to get the look and like costume of his character just right.
I just imagine imagine Gad showing up like months before production's even started in like his complete costume. Josh, we're not filming for this for 6 months.
He films his own scene.
He films his own reaction shots to everything. The first one's true. I, Tonya.
Jeff. I really liked it. The best part is by far Jeff.
He was, like, jokes aside,
He was a very good actor.
Sebastian Stan.
Not anymore, though.
No, Sebastian Stan is, like, as Bucky, I think, like, yeah, he's pretty good, but never was, like, blown away by anything he did as Bucky. But here, I thought it was fantastic. Margot Robbie's great as well.
I walked in there expecting a bit more of Margot.
It kind of becomes, I don't know, it does drag a little bit in parts, especially in the middle. Like, it sort of switches between storylines a lot. It feels like doesn't have a lot of focus at points, which was a little, but no, it's a solid Oscar movie. Now some triviums.
All right.
You know the bird that Allison Janney had?
Yeah.
The production team had to audition 3 different birds before settling on the one that they nicknamed the Little Man. Or B, BJ Novak, who plays the Little Man, appears in one scene of the film.
The first one is correct.
I just saw the words Little Man, and I was like, I have to choose this.
Oh my god.
The German's nickname for me
is... Alright, next one. Damn it. I thought we were doing this one now.
No, we've already talked about... We saw 50 Shades Freed. That's a long story.
We were the only people in the cinema.
Yeah, that's not true.
I'll find some trivia for this one.
Okay, yeah. We were... Okay, long story short, we were going to go see 50 Shades Darker when it came out, and I was like... Then we were like, no, we probably shouldn't, because we should spend our money on more useful things. But then this year, we kind of had more money. No, we were like, you know what? It'll probably be funny. We should try it out. And we did, and it was a theater full of middle-aged moms, as we suspected it would be, and they all laughed at us when we came in and left, which was, not my proudest moment, but I'm pretty sure some girl Snapchatted us. I saw that happening. But hey, that's the risk you take for a Woody, right?
That is. Now,
by the way, I know Woody means something else. We're just talking about the restaurant here, right, guys? Get your heads out of the gutter.
Come on.
This is the most mature podcast on the internet. Anyway, it's terrible, by the way.
The actors...
It's a horrible movie.
...who play Ray and Liz...
I have no memory of them.
...also appeared on multiple episodes of the show Californication.
Okay.
Or there's actually been written a 4th 50 Shades book, but it was deemed... Or, I don't know, it wasn't deemed, but it wasn't, like, put into movie.
That's wrong.
No, it's not.
Did they make a Christian Grey book?
No, it's wrong.
I saw, she made a book from Christian Grey's perspective. And now these last 3, I think we're just going to skip over because the last,
We'll just say it that we watched them.
Yeah, Ready Player One, we we talk about it for 20 minutes in one of our episodes.
Dwayne.
Rampage.
He laugh. He cry.
And Deadpool 2, yeah, which all 3 were pretty... Actually, no.
Actually, Rampage was fucking amazing.
So yeah, you can listen to those episodes if you want our thoughts on those.
Now,
finally, this Thursday, now which will be in 4 days for us from now, but will be months ago when this goes up.
Yeah.
We're going to see the final Woody for this year before we go off to summer. Tag. Which we're both very excited for.
Oh god.
Starring your boy Helms.
Let's see the full cast here. We got Ed Helms.
We got
Lil Ray.
That's Rod.
That's Rod?
Yeah.
We got my boy Ham. We got Jake John. Oh my god.
Hannibal Buress. I like how Renner isn't in the top 10.
Yeah. What the fuck?
We have Rashida Jones. It's very good. I'm very excited to see it. I think it'll be a really fun time. And I'm so glad we get to see it in the end because I thought we weren't going to get to Woody yet. But now. Trivia for a movie we haven't seen.
Jeremy Renner and John Hamm both also starred in The Town.
That's incorrect.
Or just
that's not right.
Let me do this. Or most of the movie was filmed in New York and Atlanta.
The second one is right.
No, it is not.
Renner's in The Town?
Renner's one of the main guys.
Oh, I know. I haven't seen The Town. I was like, I would know The Town if Renner was in it.
I didn't know John was in it.
God, that's such a terrible disappointment. Because I was about to say, the second one sounds like you're trying to fake me out because it sounds so official and real. And I was like, I know Renner's not in The Town. So
there will be more Woodies to come.
yeah,
Hopefully.
they'll burn it down after they hear this episode. So hopefully we just gave them some free business. If you're in the area,
Go check
the
out
Copenhagen area.
The Lyngby.
Yeah, it's
Lyngby Woody.
Lyngby Cinema. It's a Woody's Cafe. It's a delightful place. Don't try to find us there. I know people probably won't do that, but some people are really weird on the internet, so don't do that. That's weird. But
But if you do, we'll sign autographs.
we will not. We'll call the police.
But we'll sign their autographs.
First. No, yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this episode. I'm sorry that this one was a little more tired and weird and kind
But we
of...
just recorded before. Give us a break.
Yeah, we recorded a big one before this, the nostalgia one that you heard 2 weeks ago. So this one was a little more laid back and a little chill. But hey, we hope you... Also, this is way more personal than most of them have been. But
Yeah.
hey, we hope you enjoyed that. Yeah, we hope you enjoyed listening, and we hope you've enjoyed the summer of this content we put out, the podcasts and the Benefit Watches. We hope you've had a great summer. We hope your school is starting out great, or work, or wherever you're going now that summer's over. We will be back in 2 weeks with a fresh new pod.
Pod.
Crazy. So,
You just smoldered. Dr. Smolder Braveheart. Or,
Brave Stone.
sorry.
Why do I know it? So, thank you very... Jumanji would have been great, Woody. Anyway.
Dude, it would have. Anyways.
So now you know our deep, dark movie tradition. Woody's. We will never reveal what we get, though. That's too personal. Thank you very much for listening. You can find me on YouTube, BHL Hudson, Instagram, Twitter, BHL_Hudson. You can email the pod at bhlhudsonvids@gmail.com.
And you can find me at YouTube at FDK Space Gaming. Great channel. You can find me on Twitter at FDK_DaltSniper.
Great Twitter.
But great Twitter. Post a lot. And you can find me on Instagram. You can find me on Instagram at FDalgard.
Thank you very much for listening, and we will see you next time.
Wow.